Congratulations to the Prime Minister and his wife, Carrie.
They get married on Trinity Sunday, which was really lovely. Okay, and let's move on now to our topic on marriage. We're going to approach this topic particularly because on a site for one of our churches, there were questions with regards to marriages and what happens if someone is divorcing, that kind of thing. So just a little bit of information to clear that up, and here it goes.
Apparently, some people didn't understand what had occurred. Why was the Prime Minister getting married if he's already been married before? So a lot of people don't understand the different rules, laws and regulations on why that could happen. And the thing is that, yes, it can happen in one way. It can seem like it's happening, is what I should really say. But it's not always exactly what's happening.
If there's a union which has tried to take place and then it hasn't worked, or seemingly it looks like people have got married in one church, but they haven't managed to work out and they end up divorcing, in some cases, what actually really has happened is that there hasn't really been a valid marriage in the first place. So it makes the divorce actually not even, what would you say, realistic, or the marriage realistic. Almost wipes it out entirely, as if to say it didn't really happen in the first place. That is what happens if a marriage is found to be invalid, or a union of sorts is found to be invalid. So the invalidity of a union means that it didn't really take place in the first place. So what seems like a marriage, what seems like a divorce, could end up actually being found to be non-existent because of the actual fact that it was never valid to begin with. And so if there's no former valid marriage to begin with, that means someone realistically hasn't fully been married, hasn't been married, hasn't had a real union, and so therefore is valid to actually marry someone. Further to this, that's why it's so important to talk about marriage. That's why it's important to do videos like this, to speak about it, so that people are prepared and that they only get into a valid union, a valid relationship, a valid marriage. And that's best for everyone. Now, what happens if there is a result of a union? There are children, they're always legal, they're always legitimate. All children are of God and are a blessing. However, it's only adults that can choose to go against God. So this is very important to state. So I'm going to go over this all in a video about what it makes a valid marriage, and we're going to really focus in on submission as well, and that really is the main point, is that faithfulness, first submission to God, putting God first, God being the author, and then how that looks, like how you can see these indicative I suppose, markings of God and what really makes a godly marriage. That type of submission is vital. That's what makes a marriage valid. So we're going to look further into that. Just drawing to a close, this is going to sound quite interesting. I am going to be playing some music, which is quite high-flying. This topic has been really lovely. There's also been some serious points to it. So I just want to end on this really fun note. This is a back to teenage memories kind of thing. We're going to be having a reunion soon, so do look out for that as well in further news.